Hi there, it's Tori and I'm going to take you through a level 2 yoga class, and I would just suggest maybe for today just grabbing a block, an Amazon box or anything that you've got that's a little bit sturdy, a little bit big, or a yoga brick if you have one, something that's easy to move around the mat. I use props because I feel that it helps us to feel our body, but it also enables us to kind of find adjustments in the pose. For me, a yoga is about moving the body and the breath. It's not about what you look like. So if you feel that you don't look like what I'm doing on the mat, that's totally fine, as long as you're feeling the stretch into the places that I'm mentioning. Equally, if you feel any issues around any muscles or any joints, pull yourself out of the pose and just gently come back into it. There's sometimes we just kind of come in, we feel the muscle kind of move a little bit funny, or a ligament or something kind of go a little bit funny, and as soon as you come back into that pose, you're back into a space which is really comfortable. Today I thought we'd kind of work with a little bit of side body stretching, but like I say, come to wherever's comfortable with you. And if you're finding the practice hard, then obviously feel free to stop and join in whenever you want to. The only thing I'd say, or I'd invite you to do, is to start breathing in and out of the nose, rather than breathing in and out of the mouth. The way in which that works is it just helps us calm the mental side of our lives, calm the brain down, and it enables us to kind of start to focus and look internally. If we breathe in and out of our mouth, we're kind of dispersing our energy around. So if anything, I would suggest start breathing in and out of the nose. If there's any issues, obviously please don't pass out, don't fall over. Just breathe in and out of your mouth and then come back into it. So it's a practice, it's something that we learn to do. So it's to start the practice, let's get into a comfortable seated position, whether that's cross-legged or kneeling, whatever's good for you, and then just stay maybe closing down the eyes or taking the gaze down towards the ground in front of you, and just taking a moment to settle on the mat. And I know that you're doing this at home, so taking a moment to just kind of ignore the washing, like set an intention to give yourself the next 45 minutes to an hour to just be on your mat for your yoga practice. So we're just starting to settle down onto the sitting bones and just creating a straight spine if we can. So we're just setting the vertebrae up on top of each other and giving ourselves a moment to scan the body, just to feel any areas that feel tight, any areas that we feel that we might want to breathe into and feel a bit more release. Equally, any areas that we're injured into or we might need to be more aware of throughout the practice. Just starting to feel the breath coming in and out of the nose. Feeling it come in towards the belly, feeling the belly come out towards the front of the room, and then slowly on the exhale coming back into the spine. So we're feeling that breath. Taking the time to feel the body, feel the muscles, feel the bones. We're going to slowly take 3 lovely deep inhales. So we're going to breathe in through the nose, deep down in towards the belly. We're going to open the mouth and we're going to sigh it out. 2 more, taking a lovely big inhale through the nose, deep down in towards the belly. We're going to open the mouth and we're going to sigh it out. 1 last lovely big inhale, breathing in deep down in towards the belly. Open the mouth and sighing it out. And then slowly coming back into your own breath, into your own rhythm. And just seeing whether we feel any different after that breath. And then slowly we're going to start to open up the eyes. We're going to take the gaze over towards the right hand side. And then slowly on the exhale, we're coming over towards the left. Inhaling as we come over towards the right. Exhaling as we take the gaze over towards the left. Inhaling right. Exhaling left. We're going to inhale, taking the chin up towards the sky, coming over towards the right. Exhaling, taking that gaze up towards the sky, we're coming over towards the left. So we're feeling that stretch in front of the chest, over towards the right. Last time, we're taking that gaze up towards the sky, coming over towards the left. This time, taking the gaze down towards the ground, feeling the stretch into the back of the neck, over towards the right. Exhaling, taking that gaze down towards the ground, we're coming over towards the left. 2 more, so slowly taking that gaze down, feeling that space, feeling the twist in the neck. Last round, taking that gaze down towards the ground, we're coming over towards the right, left. And then slowly coming back into center. We're going to take the gaze, taking the right ear down to the right shoulder. We're going to take a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, letting those shoulders melt down as we feel the stretch in towards the neck. We're going to take the right hand, placing it on top of the head, and slowly feeling that stretch. Maybe it comes up in towards the neck, maybe it comes towards the shoulder. We're feeling a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. Slowly we're releasing that hand. We're bringing that hand towards the side of the head as we bring ourselves back into center. Releasing that right hand down. We're taking the left ear towards the left shoulder. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, feeling those shoulders melt down the back of the body as we feel that stretch into the neck. Slowly we take that left hand on top of the head. And then we're just coming a little bit deeper into the stretch. We might feel one side feels deeper, one side feels a little less. Taking a lovely big inhale, feeling that stretch. Exhaling, melting those shoulders. Slowly we bring that hand towards the side of the head. We bring ourselves in. And then again, just giving our shoulders a little bit of a roll, a little bit of a shake through the neck. And we're going to come into our shoulder rolls. So we're going to slowly inhale. Shoulders up towards the ears, down the back. So maybe we're starting off slow and deliberately as we start to get bigger with our circles. We're making that connection with the breath, but maybe you want to keep the eyes closed as we go through these motions so you can really step into how you're feeling. Maybe you want to start to work in towards the elbows, really starting to feel the body move with the movements. And then slowly we're going to come back into stillness. We're going to work in towards the opposite direction. So starting off small, just a couple of small shoulder rolls, and then slowly we're working deeper in towards that space. So yeah, really maybe one side feels a little bit more open. Maybe one way feels a little bit more natural, and that's totally fine. Slowly just coming back into stillness, we're going to take the hands, we're going to clasp the hands up towards the sky. We're finding our side ribs, giving ourselves a little bit of a shake from side to side, really opening in towards those rib cage. We're going to slowly release the right hand down towards the ground, left hand reaches high. On the exhale, we bend in towards that elbow, so we're really feeling that stretch through the tricep, through the armpit. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to slowly inhale, lifting ourselves up. Coming over towards the left hand side, we reach the hand up. Exhaling, bending in towards that left elbow. So we're feeling that stretch. Taking a lovely big inhale, lifting up. Exhaling, we're coming a little bit deeper, reaching towards the side of the room. Perfect. We're going to take a lovely big inhale, coming over towards the other side. So again, right hand down, left hand reaches up. making sure our sitting bones are equal towards the ground, and slowly we bend in towards that right elbow. We're feeling that stretch through the pelvis, through the rib cage, through the armpit. Inhaling as we lift ourselves up. Exhaling, we come down towards the left-hand side, we reach up towards the sky. Exhaling, we bend and we find that fold, we find that bend, finding that stretch, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Inhaling as we slowly lift ourselves up. Again, we're going to clasp the hands one more time, feeling that stretch. And then slowly we're going to make our way down in towards our tabletop. So we're coming in towards our cat-cows. We take the hands underneath the shoulders, knees directly below the hips. We're working into our cat-cows, so we're going to slowly take the pelvis down towards the ground. So we take a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we tuck that tummy in towards the spine and we dome out through the back. Inhaling as we drop the belly, we look towards the front of the room. Exhaling, taking that tummy in towards the spine and we dome out through the back. Inhaling, dropping the belly, looking towards the front of the room. Exhaling, we tuck that tummy in towards the spine, we dome out through the back. Last round, we inhale, opening up the chest. Exhaling, tucking that tummy in towards the body, we're feeling that stretch. Slowly we come back into stillness, giving ourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side as we release out through the spine. We're going to ground down through the left hand. We take the right hand up towards the sky, so we're finding a twist. We're taking a lovely big inhale in towards the heart. Exhaling, we sweep that right hand underneath the left. Palm faces up as the cheek comes down towards the mat. We have options. We can push through that left hand. So we're feeling the space between the shoulder blades, taking a lovely big inhale. If you want to go deeper, we take that left hand up towards the top of the mat. We're wrapping our rib cage. We're wrapping our rib cage with our shoulder blades. So we're feeling that stretch. We take a lovely big inhale in towards the back of the body. Exhaling, we slowly bring that left hand down in front of the face. We ground down to that left hand and we bring ourselves all the way back up. We're going to take the right foot towards the back of the mat and we come onto the inside of that foot. We take the left foot towards the back of the body. So we're into a modified side plank. We're gazing up towards that right hand and slowly we take that right hand towards the front of the room. So we're pushing through the heel and we find a lovely stretch through the pelvis, through the rib cage, through the arm. We take a lovely big inhale here. Exhaling, we ground down to that left knee. We lift ourselves up. We take the right hand long down that leg and left hand reaches high. So we're finding that stretch through the side of the body. We're pushing the hips towards the front of the room. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we release the hands. We bring the hands back down towards the ground and we're back in towards our tabletop, again giving ourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side. Slowly we come in towards the other side, so we ground down with the right hand, left hand reaches high. We're breathing in towards the heart, finding that space. Exhaling, we take that hand underneath, palm faces up as the cheek comes down towards the mat. So we're pushing down through that right hand and we're feeling that stretching towards the back of the body. If you want to go deeper, we walk that right hand up towards the front of the mat and we feel that space in towards the back of the shoulders. Taking one more lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. Slowly we start to walk that hand back in front of the face. We ground down to that hand and we bring ourselves in towards our reverse plank. So we take that left leg down towards the back of the mat. Our right foot comes to the outside and we slowly take that left hand up towards the sky. We reach that hand up and over. So we're pushing the hips towards the front of the room and we're finding that lovely deep stretch, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to ground down through our right leg. We lift ourselves up. Left leg comes long down the mat and the right hand reaches high. Again, we're pushing the hips towards the front of the room. We're taking a lovely big inhale, finding that stretch. Lovely deep exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale, lifting up. Exhaling, we're bending in towards that side bend. Perfect. We're going to slowly release ourselves back down in towards our tabletop. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees directly below the hips. We're coming into our downward dog. So we're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to push to the heels and we find our first downward dog of the day. Doesn't matter if we feel a little bit short in the dog. We just walk the dog. So we just take one heel off at a time. We bend the knees. Maybe we take the heels to one side and we feel a stretch. Maybe we come in towards the other side and we bend in towards those knees, feeling that stretch through the side body on the other side. So we're just walking that dog in any way that we want to, swaying the head, nodding it yes or no. And then slowly we come into stillness. We will lift the hips up towards the sky. We gaze towards the knees. Slowly we inhale onto our tiptoes, we bend in towards the knees, we look towards the hands and we slowly walk towards the front of the mat. We hold either elbow and just slightly sway from side to side with feeling that release. And then we ground down to the feet, we take the arms out wide, we reach up towards the sky. So we're gazing towards the thumbs. Exhaling, we bring those hands down in front of the face and we're in towards that Tadasana. So palms face forward, we're tucking the tailbone under, taking a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. We inhale, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling as we fold, as we come all the way down towards the ground. Hands come wide or into prayer. We inhale up to flat back, so hands to shins or knees. We want the length in the spine. Exhaling, hands come down. And we step the right foot to the back of the mat, right knee comes down. We sweep the hands up on the inhale as we breathe into the heart. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back in towards our downward facing dog. So we're feeling that stretch through the back of the legs. Again, bending the knees. We're looking for a straighter spine than we are to get lengthened towards the legs. So we're taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. We're going to inhale the right foot towards the front of the mat, left knee comes down. We inhale the hands up, so we're breathing into the heart. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We're going to step up towards the front of the mat. We take a lovely big inhale up halfway, finding length into the spine. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to ground down to the feet. Arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. We gaze to the thumbs. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. Releasing into our Tadasana. Taking another lovely big inhale, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands through the center line or hands come wide, it's totally fine. We inhale up halfway, lengthening through the spine so the shoulders come back. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground, left foot steps the back of the mat, left knee comes down. We use the breath, we inhale lifting up. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back in towards that high plank. We lift the hips into our downward facing dog. Gazing towards the knees, we take a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. Slowly on your next inhale, we're taking that left foot towards the front of the mat, right knee comes down. We inhale the hands up towards the sky, gazing high. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step up towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway, lengthening through the back. Exhaling to fold. Ground down to the feet, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky, gazing high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. Perfect. We're moving with the breath. We inhale, arms come wide, reaching up. Exhaling, arms come wide or through the center line, we roll all the way down. Inhaling up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back in towards our high plank. We push through the heels towards the back of the room. We lower the knees down. Elbows come in tight towards the body as we lower the chest all the way down. We release the toes. We roll the shoulders into our cobra. Exhaling as we fold. We tuck the toes under and we slowly lift ourselves to tabletop and to downward facing dog. We find our gaze towards our knees. We take a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. We inhale onto our tiptoes. We bend into the knees. We look towards the hands. We step towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling to fold. Ground down to the feet, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. Perfect. We're going to do one more. So we inhale, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling as we fold all the way down to the ground. We inhale up halfway, lengthening through the spine, shoulders back. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back in towards that plank. Pushing through the heels, we lower the knees. Elbows in tight, we lower all the way down to the ground. We release the toes, we roll the shoulders into our cobra. Exhaling, we tuck the toes under, we lift the hips up, we're into that downward facing dog. Working the heels down towards the ground, we gaze towards the knees. Lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. One more lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to inhale the right leg up towards the sky. We're going to point the toe. Exhaling, we're going to step it between the hands. We're going to lower the left heel down towards the ground and we're into our warrior two. So we're bending in towards that right leg. Hands come parallel towards the ground as we gaze towards our right middle finger. Any issues, maybe you want to just bring our feet closer together if our feet are too far apart. We gaze towards our fingers. We take a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. One more lovely big inhale here. Deep exhale. We inhale in our warrior two. Exhaling, we're going to bend our right elbow to our right knee. Left hand reaches up and over. So we're finding a lovely deep stretch through the side body from the fingertips all the way down towards the heel. We take a lovely big inhale and exhale. So it's a deeper version of what we did in the warm-up. We're reaching through the fingertips. Option to take the gaze towards the hand or towards the foot. Slowly on your next exhale, we're going to ground down through that right foot. We lift ourselves up. We lengthen in towards our front leg. We reach towards the front of the room. Right hand comes down, left hand reaches up. If you want to, hand towards the shin, or if you want to, hand towards a block, just to give yourself a little bit of rest. We want the shoulders to be holding on top of each other. So it might be that your Trikonasana is up here, as long as you're feeling that stretch in towards the inside of that right thigh. One more lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we're slowly taking the gaze down towards the ground and we lift ourselves up. We're going to take the toes, they're against the small side of them, parallel towards the small sides of the mat. If you want to, taking the toes on the inside, heels on the outside. Hands towards the hips, elbows towards the back of the body, so we're breathing into the front of the chest. Lovely big inhale here. Exhaling, we fold the hips into a forward fold. So we want to find the stretch towards the back of the body into the back of the legs. We want to fold with a straight spine. It might be that we take the hands towards a brick. So we take a lovely big inhale. Exhaling to release. We're going to work with our breath. So we're going to take a lovely big inhale onto our fingertips. Exhaling to fold. Doesn't matter how deep you come to, we inhale lifting up. Exhaling to fold. One more lovely big inhale. Exhaling to fold. Perfect. We're going to release the block. Hands towards the hips. We tuck the chin. We bend the knees. We lift ourselves up. We slowly take our right toes towards the front of the mat. And we're going to slowly bend in towards that front leg. So we're back into our warrior two. We're gazing down that right middle finger. We're going to cartwheel the hands down towards the ground. Option to step back into your downward facing dog or coming through the vinyasa with me. We're going to slowly lower the knees and then lower the chest all the way down towards the ground. We release the toes. We roll the shoulders into our cobra as we inhale. Exhaling, we slowly come down towards the ground. We tuck the toes. We lift the hips and we're into our downward facing dog. Feet are hip width distance to the back of the mat. We gaze towards the knees. Lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to slowly inhale the left foot up towards the sky. We point the toe. Exhaling, we step it between the hands. We take the heel down on that right foot. We lift ourselves up. We're in towards our warrior two. We bend in towards that left leg. Hands are parallel towards the ground. And we're finding space between the shoulders and the ears. So just giving ourselves a little bit of a shake in towards into the shoulders. Taking a lovely big inhale. Deep exhale. One more lovely big inhale. Deep exhale. On your next exhale, we're going to bend in towards that left elbow. Taking that left elbow to our left knee. Right hand reaches up and over towards the front of the room. So we've got a lovely deep stretch through the side body. We're taking the gaze up towards the hand, down towards the ground or in front, whatever's comfortable for you. We're reaching through the fingertips, pushing through the heel at the back of the body. One last lovely big inhale. Deep exhale. We ground down to that left big toe. We lift ourselves up. We lengthen into that front leg. We reach the left hand towards the front of the room. Hand comes down, right hand goes high. We're in towards our Trikonasana. We're gazing towards that right thumb. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Option to use the brick in this pose if you want to. One last lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly bend down. We ground down to that big toe. We lift ourselves up. Again, we're coming into our forward folds. We take the toes, they're parallel towards the small sides of the mat. This time, option to come into the same way we did, hands towards the hips, elbows to the back of the room, or we're clasping the hands and we inhale into the chest. Exhaling as we fold the hips, coming into a forward fold. It might be that we're here, it might be that we come lower. Wherever you are, we're going to try and lift the hands away from the body up towards the sky. So we're releasing in towards the neck and we're gazing towards the back of the room. We're finding an openness in towards the collarbones. We take a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to slowly bend into the knees. We tuck the chin in and we lift ourselves all the way up into standing. Finding ourselves, taking a moment, finding the breath, we release the hands. We take the left toes towards the front of the mat. We bend in towards that left leg. Option to skip the vinyasa if you want to, and coming in towards Tadasana, standing at the front of the mat. Otherwise, we're cartwheeling the hands down towards the ground, and we're stepping back in towards our downward facing dog. Working through knees, chest, all the way down to the ground. We release the shoulders, rolling into our cobra. Exhaling, we're going to tuck the toes under, we lift the hips up, we're into our downward facing dog. So we're finding that stretching towards the back of the knees, hips are high, we're gazing to the knees. Taking a lovely big inhale, lovely deep exhale. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes, we're going to look towards the hands, and we're going to slowly step towards the front of the mat. We're going to inhale up to flat back, exhaling to fold. Ground down to the feet, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. We gaze towards the thumbs. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. We're releasing here, palms face forward. We're going to slowly inhale, hands come up. Exhaling, we're going to slowly come into a lovely deep forward fold. We're going to come into a twist. So option to take the hands towards the block or towards your box. We're going to inhale up to that flat back. We're going to take the left hand down onto the block or towards the ground. And we're going to take the right hand up towards the sky. If you want to, we want to bend in towards the knees to get the straight spine. If it's comfortable here, we lengthen in towards that right leg so we come into a deeper twist. Whatever's available to you, taking one lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we take that right hand down towards the ground. We swap the hands over, so we're bent into the legs once more. We find length into the spine. The left hand goes high as we lengthen in towards that left leg. So we're finding that twist, taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. One more lovely big inhale here. Exhaling, we slowly take that hand back down towards the ground and we find our forward fold. We release the block. We inhale up to halfway. Exhaling to fold. We're going to take the hands down towards the ground and we're going to step back in towards our downward facing dog. So our hips are high towards the sky. We're finding that space into the back of the body. Maybe we're nodding the head yes. Maybe we're shaking it no. Just feeling that release. We're going to inhale the right leg up towards the sky. We point the toe. Exhaling as we step it between the hands, we're coming into a low lunge, so the right knee comes down towards the ground. We're going to slowly inhale, lifting ourselves up, so we're into our low lunge. We want to have a square in between our legs. We're going to tuck the tailbone under so we find a stretching towards our quads, and we're reaching the hands up towards the sky. We're going to take a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. One more lovely big inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, right hand back, left hand forward, we're in towards a twist. Any issues with our stability, we take that right foot and we just walk it towards the side of the mat. We have the toes tucked at the back. We're taking a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. One last lovely big inhale here. Exhaling, we're taking that left hand down towards the ground, right hand goes high. We're finding a twisted lunge. We want to make sure that there's space between the body and the knee. So we're into our twist like this. We're not coming close towards the knee to get there. We want to have space. We're taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we're going to take that right hand, we're going to sweep it towards the back of the room to open the shoulder. We follow it with the gaze and we take the hand down towards the ground. We step back in towards our high plank. We lower the knees, we lower the chest all the way down to the ground. We release the toes, we roll the shoulders into our cobra. Doesn't matter how high we come, Exhaling, we lower ourselves down, we tuck the toes, and we lift ourselves into our downward facing dog. So we're gazing towards the knees, we bend into them if we need to, and we're finding that release in the spine. We're coming into the left side, so we inhale the left foot up towards the sky, we point the toe. Exhaling as we step between the hands, and we lower that right knee down towards the ground, so we keep the toes tucked. We sweep the hands up towards the sky, so we're finding that low lunge. We tuck the tailbone under, we feel that quad stretch. We will reach high and we gaze up towards the sky. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, right hand forward, left hand back, we're in towards that twist. So it's if we're being pulled in opposite directions. We're opening to the collarbones, but we're twisting deep in towards the belly. If you want to, taking the gaze towards that left thumb. Taking one more lovely big inhale. Exhaling, right hand comes down towards the ground, we're into that twist. Left hand reaches high towards the sky. We're finding a lovely big inhale. Deep exhale. One more lovely big inhale. Deep exhale. We're going to slowly sweep that hand over towards the back of the room. We follow it with the gaze. We slowly take it down towards the ground and we step back in towards our high plank. We're working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We slowly release the shoulders, release the toes, we're into that cobra. Exhaling, hands come down, we tuck the toes, we lift our hips up, we're in towards our downward facing dog. We take a lovely big inhale and exhale, we bend into the knees, we look towards the hands and we slowly step up towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway, exhaling to fold. We ground down to the feet, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. So we're back into that Tadasana. Our feet are hip width apart or toes touching. Palms face forward. We're going to come in towards our balancing pose. So our feet, if we want to, taking them a little bit further apart. We're placing our weighting towards our right foot, left toes point towards the side. Option to have the hands onto the hips or into prayer, or if you want to, taking your hand towards the wall to help with the balance. We keep that standing leg engaged. We just slowly take our heel to the inside, knee towards the outside, so we're opening the hip, and we pull that toe in towards this, heel towards the ankle. If you want to, taking it towards the calf. If you want to go deeper, taking it towards the inner thigh. Wherever you are, keeping that gaze on a non-moving point to help with the balance. We take a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. One more lovely big inhale. And exhale. We slowly release that left toe out towards the side. We just give ourselves a little bit of a shake from side to side to release through the body. We come in towards the left, placing the weight in towards that left foot. We point the toes with the right. We bring the heel in, we bend in towards that knee. So we drag that foot in towards us, into our option one, ankle towards the foot. If you're comfortable here, taking that heel towards the ankle. Heel towards the calf, hands into prayer or towards the hips, so whichever's more available to you. We keep the standing leg active and we gaze towards a non-moving point. We take a lovely big inhale and exhale. And one more lovely big inhale and exhale. We slowly release that foot, our right foot out towards the side, and we give ourselves a little bit of a shake. Shaking through the shoulders, just giving ourselves a little bit of a wiggle. We're going to slowly sway our hips all the way down towards the ground. So just finding a little bit of rhythm. Maybe you want to move the heels, maybe you want to move the toes, whatever feels good. We're going to slowly just sway ourselves down onto the mat. Hands come down and we slowly just take our feet in a little bit more. We bend in towards our knees, so we're into a deep bend. Doesn't matter if we get here, doesn't matter if we're still halfway. We're slowly taking our bottom down towards the ground, so the heels come down and feet come towards the front of the mat. We're finding our forward fold, so we're going to slowly inhale. We're going to take the meat away from our sitting bones, so our bottom's directly on the ground. We inhale the hands up towards the sky. Exhaling, we tuck the tummy in towards the spine, we fold forward. Option here, if we're too close, we bend in towards the knees, so if we're not close enough, bend into the knees, we take the tummy towards the thighs. We take a hold of the outside of the feet and we slowly walk our feet forward. When our tummy starts to pull away from the body, from the knees, we stop here and we keep the toes engaged and active. We're looking to stretch out through the back of the legs and through the lumbar spine. So wherever you are, we take a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking 2 more lovely deep breaths here. Working with that body, keeping the focus towards the toes as we find length into the back of the neck. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Slowly we're just going to walk the feet out towards the front as we slowly walk the hands in towards us. We're going to bend in towards our left leg and we're going to take it towards the inside of our right inner thigh. If the knee's off the ground, maybe taking a blanket or a pillow or the block and just placing it underneath just tells this hip that it's happy to release. We inhale the hands up towards the sky and we slowly twist and we fold over that lengthened leg. Doesn't matter where we come to, hands to the shin, the ankle or the foot. We're looking to find a stretch around the top of the leggings on the left hand side and through the hamstrings on the right. Doesn't matter if the hands are towards the ground, we're going to use the breath. We take an inhale and exhale. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. One last lovely big inhale here and exhale. Slowly we're going to walk the hands back in towards us. We're going to release the block. We're going to place our left leg down towards the ground. Left hand comes behind us. We're going to inhale the hips up into a little dance move. We point the toes towards the front of the room and we slowly take our right hand towards the back. We're pushing the hips towards the front of the room and we gaze towards our right fingers. We're breathing in towards the front of the body, taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly take the hips back down towards the ground and we bring that knee in. We take that foot towards the outside of the lengthened leg. Left hand comes behind us, right hand reaches up towards the sky. As we exhale, we take that elbow around the knee. We take a lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling as we twist and we gaze over that shoulder. We take another lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling as we twist and we gaze over that shoulder. One last lovely big inhale. Exhaling to twist. Slowly we're going to come back in center. We're going to release the legs and we're just going to give them a little bit of a shake, giving them a release. We're going to take our right foot to the inside of our left inner thigh. So I'll turn around. So we're into this side. Right foot to the inside of the thigh. Any issues and we don't have a block, we take it towards the inner calf. We're just opening in towards the hip. We take a lovely big inhale, lifting up. Exhaling, we twist and we fold forward. So we're coming to wherever's comfortable for you. We want to find a stretch around the top of the leggings or our shorts and a stretch in towards the hamstrings at the back. Hands towards the shin, the ankle or the foot. If we can reach the foot, the elbows come wide. So we take a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking another lovely big inhale and exhale. One last lovely big inhale here. And exhale. Slowly we're going to walk the hands back in towards us. We're coming into that little funny dance move. So we take our right knee down to the ground. We take the left toes towards the front of the room. Right hand comes back. We inhale, we lift the hips up. We ground down through the knee and the toes, and we point towards the back of the room. So we're finding that stretch. We're gazing towards those left fingers, taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling as we slowly lower ourselves back down towards the ground. We bring that right knee in. We place that right leg over the left. Right hand comes behind us. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. Exhaling, we take that elbow and we hold on towards that knee. We take a lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling as we twist and we gaze over that right shoulder. We take a lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling as we twist and we gaze over that shoulder. One last lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we inhale, we come back in center. We release the legs out towards the front of the room, we give them a shake. We're going to come down onto our backs. So we have options here. We're coming to an inversion just to finish the class. Maybe you want to bend into the knees and just keep the knees up above the body if you want to. Taking the feet up towards the sky. Again, if you want to have a bend into the knees, that's totally fine. Otherwise, if you're near a wall or near something slightly higher, feel free to just take the legs towards that place and just find that release. All we're doing is finding that release, letting all the blood, all the lymph, all the goodness come back down into the body. We spend all our day standing, so having all that goodness just gently come back in towards the internal organs. We're going to hold here for 3 more lovely deep breaths. And then slowly we're just going to bring those knees back in towards us if we've got them on a wall. If we've got the legs up towards the sky, just slowly releasing them. We're going to come all the way back onto our backs and we're going to find our Savasana, our final resting pose. So wherever you are, just taking the legs out towards the front of the mat, taking the feet wide. Toes point outwards and the palms come down and they face upwards. So we just hold here. In our Savasana, this is our final resting pose. So we close down the eyes, or if we want to, we keep the gaze soft, and we just feel that release into the body. Taking a lovely big inhale, lovely deep exhale. Since we're at home, you've got the option to stay here into your Savasana. Otherwise, we're going to start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. We're going to take the arms over the head for a full body stretch. Slowly, we're going to bend the knees. We're going to bring the knees in towards the chest. And then we take ourselves over to the left or the right hand side, whichever's available to you. And we just hold here and fetus for a moment, just finding a bit of stillness. We're going to slowly just push ourselves up. And we're going to find ourselves into a comfortable seated position, cross-legged or kneeling, and we're going to keep the eyes closed. So we just take a moment just finding ourselves into our seated. We're going to slowly bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. May the light in me honour the light in you. Namaste. We bow our heads to honour our practice. So thank you for joining me again. If you've got any comments, any questions, drop them into the comment box below. Otherwise, thank you for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful week.